Hi, Kat Chancellor with Stamp Art Connection. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And today is your day. I'm going to put together this card. There's a lot of buzz on the YouTube channels about this card. It's the pop-up card that comes with the Let the Good Times Roll. It is a bundle that's available in the New Occasions Catalog 2018. And I put this together last night. I have to say that it is a challenging card, but it's not impossible. And I think that the more you put it together, the easier it gets. I'm going to give you some tips that I think that you will be able to benefit from to help you put this card together should you decide that you would like to purchase this. I wouldn't discourage you, but keep an open mind, and I'm going to walk you through my steps. I'm going to put it together, but I'm also going to decorate it. So I'm actually going to do the next step. A lot of the cards kind of just stop at the putting together, but I think that there are some tips that you really could benefit from if we put the whole thing together and decorate it. So that's what I'm going to focus on in this video. So let's get started. You're going to need to put this card together. You're going to need the Good Times Roll stamp set. And in this stamp set is not only the stamps, but you're also going to need the framelets that come with it. I am going to use, so we're going to put this aside. We're going to put it together with a base card of 5.5 by 4.25, and this is Berry Burst. So this is going to be our base card. The card that we're going to use to cut out the roller coaster is 5 by 8, and you're going to score it just an inch in on either side in order to put on the framelit to cut the roller coaster. So you're going to need that piece. You're also going to need a face piece for the roller coaster, and I'm going to use this foil, silver foil set. Now what I mean by a face piece is it's this piece right here that we're going to put on the roller coaster, and I'm going to tell you why we're going to use this piece as we put it together as opposed to some DSP. You're also going to need a piece of 5 1/4 by 4, which is going to be your layered piece, and a piece of 5 and 3 3/4. I'm using Daffodil Delight and then just my Whisper White, and this is going to be the front of our card. And as you can see here, I stamped a scene on the front of the card, and let me move this into the camera. Stamp this scene from the front of the card. Okay. I'm going to pull out this piece of Designer Series paper. This comes from that great paper pack called TUTTI-FRUITI. I really love the colors, and this is the inspiration that I'm pulling off of my colors. So the colors I'm using are Sweet Sugar Plum, Pool Party, Bermuda Bay, Daffodil Delight, Berry Burst, and Lemon Lime Twist. You're going to need all these colors in order to begin to stamp some of these neat things for the inside of the card, because that's also what I'm going to focus on. So I'm going to put these aside right now, because what I want to focus on first is the front of our card front, and then this is it. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to do this cloud motif, but I want to use our embossing paste. So we're going to go ahead and take a piece of grid paper, just lay it down here, and I'm going to take my cloud embossing mask, and we're going to open up the embossing paste, and I'm going to grab one of my tools, which I think I'm going to take this one here, and we're just going to pull some of this embossing paste out. Now, if your embossing paste gets a little dry, what I have done is I've taken some of my just some of my spray. This is just water, and I've just kind of sprayed it to keep it moist. Because if you don't tighten it, it will get dry. And I'm going to take some of these smaller clouds and put them right here in the top of my my Whisper White. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to add this to just not all my clouds, just the clouds that are going to be kind of in the on the top of my card. Once I kind of put them on and I've spread the paste, I like to go ahead and I'm going to get rid of the rest of my paste, and I'm just going to kind of hold my mask down, and I'm just going to kind of pick at it, because what I want to do is I want to get some cloud texture. So here I am, I'm just going to get some cloud texture by just kind of like when you're frosting a cake and you want those little peaks in your frosting. Same thing. All right, so now I'm going to just pull that off. So there are my clouds on my card, and I've got a cloud here I don't really want, so I can just scrape it off right now. And now I'm going to set this aside so it can dry. Now I'm going to grab my tool and I'm going to scrape this extra stuff off, put it in my paste. And what I like to do is I like to go ahead and mix my paste up and make sure that I kind of throw it back down into the bottom of my jar. And it does tend to dry out, so that's when I get my water spritzer and I just go ahead and spritz the inside, because I want to keep it moist so it doesn't dry up on me. Because I don't know about you, but because I've got some of this stuff on the side, my paste does tend, or rather it can, I don't think my top, so I'm kind of cleaning the top of my jar here, so that, there you go, so I can have a nice tight seal on my container. So having done that, the next thing that we want to do is we want to stamp, or what I would recommend is that let's stamp all these little pieces and parts that we're going to put on our card first. So what we're going to do is I basically took just a piece of white cardstock, and I'm just going to use this for example. And I have all my stamps right here. So I'm going to pick my sun, and I'm going to get some of these stamps and put them out. I've got some balloons, but I want to go with my, these are my little cars. So I'm going to go with my little cars, and I've got some bushes, and what else do I have? I've got several clouds, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. Oh, I have a little snack cart, so I'm going to put my little snack cart right there. And I have some presents, little packages of presents I'm going to put. And let's see, I think that's all I'm going to cut out. So now that I have these out, what I'm going to do is we're going to stamp them on our cardstock. So I liked the color Bermuda Bay for I want a nice bright color for my cars. So I'm just going to go ahead and stamp my cars. I'm also going to stamp it in crumb cake. And what I'm going to do is, when I stamp it in crumb cake, I'm just going to try this. I'm going to stamp the bottom of it in crumb cake there. Okay. Then I'm going to take the top and I'm going to put the top where the, put that there. Okay, so I did the top here in my raspberry, and then I did the bottom of my cart in crumb cake. Yeah, I like that a lot. I like that a lot better. Okay, so that's crumb cake and berry burst. All right. Some other options that you can do is there are balloons. So we can go ahead and we can stamp some balloons. So So now I've got all my pieces and parts cut. So I am going to now bring my big shot into view right here. Let's swing it around so I have my and let me see if I can move this back. Okay, that's as far as it's going to go. Okay, so I happen to have the magnetic plate on my big shot, and I have a base plate. I'm going to use that for cutting out my my piece here. This is my 8 by 5 scored at 4 inches right there. You can see the little score line right there. Maybe you can see it better there. So just like it's just basically kind of not even there it is. Not even an inch right there. So I'm going to lay this down here, and then I'm going to take my framelit, and I'm going to lay my framelit down right in the center where these slots line up with those score lines. And like that, okay? And then I'm just going to run that through. See, yes, everything came through. So I'm going to set that aside, because the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my magnetic plate, and I'm going to begin to pick up some of these pieces. For example, I'm going to cut that out. And hopefully, because the magnetic plate is what it is, sometimes it just doesn't want to work with these pieces, and it wants to slide around. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that one up there. I'm going to Okay, so let's see what we have here. I'm gonna move my big shot out of the way, and let's see what we have. Okay. Got that one, got that one, got that one, got that one, and got these two. All right. I'm glad they connected those two little cards together, because that would have been very difficult to do. So see, that's how I recommend you cutting out all these little pieces and parts that go. Okay, so I made a mistake, and I want to tell you about my mistake. You can see here I've recut this, and this is why. I wanted to put this on my card, but what I forgot to do was to use the Stampin' Up! Adhesive sheets on the back of my foil sheet so that I could stick it onto my card. I tried to use a Xeron sticker creator, this one right here, and I just got a mess. I don't know if you can see it's just an absolute mess. You see all that? It's just, it's no good. I can't use that. So I just have to trash it. All right, so now I've kind of plucked out all my little pieces and parts. You can kind of see how it works there. Now, before I do any of the scoring with my bone folder, I am just going to take this piece and cut out the extra pieces that came with this right here, and I am going to then do the cutting that I had done previously. I'm going to do it again because I'm going to do it with an adhesive back to it, and I'm just these are all my little silver pieces. I'm going to put those aside, and what I'm going to do then is I'm going to do my scoring. So I'm going to score on the front of my card. This is my front inside. I'm going to score along here. Flip it over and score along the back of the track. Flip it around, score along the front here. Flip it around, score along the back. Flip it around and score along the front here. Okay. Oops, sorry about that. I got a little bit of gunk up there. My fingers are a little bit gunked up. So now I am going to put this piece on here before I fold it. There we go. So now that I have that, now press it into place, and now I'm going to bend it and fold it, and it's going to work with me much more easily than if I just use just the plain cardstock. That's the secret right there. I'm just sticking my thumbs behind it. Okay. And then I'm just going to pinch . You see how it's kind of starting to come to? And then I'm going to see, there, I can kind of, there, see, if you kind of bend it like that, it will bend nicely, And the reason why it will bend nicely is because I'm using the Whisper White cardstock, but if I put the foil, foil sheet on top of it, it just folds beautifully. Okay, now before I do anything else with it, I'm just going to lay it flat, because what I want to do here is, for my original card, I had some clouds. So I want to take my cloud stamp and I'm going to, oops, sorry, excuse me. I'm going to use Pool Party, and we're just going to put some clouds. And I want to do this now before I put this on my card. And I have some baby clouds here. There we go. So I've got my clouds. On my cardstock already. So now that I've done that, now I can take my berry burst and I can lay this in here, and those score lines are going to match with that fold. Now look at that. Look how pretty that is. Can you see that? And that thing will fold beautifully because of the that foil sheet. All right, so what else do we want to put on our sky? I can't think of anything else right now. So we're going to adhere this to the back of my card. So now that I've got that piece, I mean, that is it. That's the toughest part right there. I mean, thanks for hanging with me. I'm just going to go ahead and glue this little corner here. I really like this paper. I'm going to take a piece of this paper here, and I'm going to do the same thing that I did on this one, and I'm just going to put that on the bottom there. So this is going to have to be, that's going to have to be 4 inches. So let me cut that. Or 5 inches rather. So now we're going to decorate the inside. And how we're going to do this is you don't want any adhesion showing up behind your stanchions. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put another big glue dot, and this time I'm just going to put it on my stanchion right there, and I'm going to pull it off, and I'm going to put this right there. So now I have there and there. Now let's put some of these little cars, and these little cars are perfect, absolutely perfect for these little glue dots. Okay, so there, that glue dot is on that stanchion because, again, I don't want anything sticking back there. And let me put one more. So I'm going to use another little mini glue dot, and I'm going to put it on this stanchion over here. Again, I just want to make sure that that anything I'm gluing is not going to be able to get the paper off of that one? I don't think so. And let me see. There we go. There. So now I have those two. Now I have some little packages. And again, these are glue dots are just perfect. So you can kind of see where I'm going with this. You can do as much as you want as far as decorating, because that little package fits perfectly inside that little car. There's the inside of my card. And what I'm going to do now is we can stamp our sentiment, which is, hoping your birthday is a thrill to remember. So there we go for the inside of my card. So now for the outside, oh boy, I really gunked that up with Memento ink. See right there? Okay, so for the outside, I'm going to just set that aside because I do have my card here. Remember this? Well, now I'm going to take my my pen and my pool party ink, which I have right here. And I'm just going to kind of do my clouds. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece and we're going to stamp this with our berry burst. And I want to put my little snack wagon right here, pumped up, but I'm going to put some, we're going to put some of these. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this with my lemon lime, and we're going to mask my card. Take lemon lime twist. We're going to mask, and we're going to put here, here, okay. And then I'm going to stand up this piece of lemon lime twist on a little dimensional here, if I can get it off the thing. And this works nicely with a larger dimensional and maybe a smaller one in the corner here. So I think this is the funnest part about this card. So yes, it's difficult, it's challenging, but I think it's challenging for those of us demonstrators who have really tried to put this card together and come up with some shortcuts. Some shortcuts for you. That's the part that I think has been the biggest challenge. I'm going to take some of this and we're going to make some balloon strings here. Okay, and then we're going to stamp I'm going to stamp a couple of balloons. Okay, and then I'm going to take, I'm trying to find the right color of balloon that I want. Yes, this one here, and we're going to stamp, we're going to pop this one up on a dimensional. Again, these mini dimensionals are just perfect for this. And we're going to put that one right there. Okay, so we have that. I have a sun that I need to pop up on a big dimensional here. And I can let it kind of come up here between the clouds. And then my little cart is going to go right here. But before I put the cart, there's one more sentiment I want to say. I'm going to put this one down, which is today is your day, and we're going to put that right here. There. Okay, today is your day. And then we're going to put our little cart. It's going to be right up here. Where you can see it. And then just for accent purposes, I'm going to grab some of this yellow and I'm going to put yellow right there. This is my Daffodil Delight. And I'm just going to paint yellow between my little stripes there. Kind of have that kind of then stands out a little bit from the rest of our card. Okay, so there's the front. You can see how easy I kind of stack things up there. Okay, here's the inside of our card. In fact, I didn't use all my little packages, so I could put another little package, which I'm going to do just to kind of balance out my composition a little. I'm going to put another little package right there. So I have two little packages there. The bottom of my little guys don't have a package, but it's kind of hard to put a package in there because, again, you don't want anything sticky back here, okay? Because you want that to fold down. Now, what I didn't put that I do need to put is I need to put a sun in my sky right there. There you go. Isn't that cute? So there's the front of my card. I messed that up, but oh well. I might just line that up along. How about if I just line that up along there and you won't even tell it's there. So I'm going to go ahead and put this down, and I'm going to use my tear tape to adhere that. Oh, that is so cute. I really like that. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Oh, I used the paste. I just think that's gorgeous. So let me go ahead and put this on. I have a nephew who has a birthday this month, here in January. So this is definitely going to be a card that I'm sending him, because I do like to send him, something special. And besides just a juvenile card, a teenager, it doesn't have to be a little person. It can be a teenager, it could be a college, it could be anyone, any age would enjoy this card. I hope I've showed you some tricks and tips that you can take with you. And I'm just going to line this baby up on this edge. I don't care if it looks like it's off, because I'm going to cover that thing off. But you know and I know, and that's our secret. So there it is. This challenged me in a different way. I mean, I think it challenges every demonstrator. But I hope I showed you some tips on how to put this card together. I also have included some other products, such as our wonderful embossing paste that you can use. And the trick, I think, that I tried to demonstrate is using the foil sheet as your facer for this card. The strength of this foil sheet will hold up with the folding of the card. If you do everything before you actually start folding it and put your foil sheet on using your adhesive sheets that is available in the annual catalog, I think you'll be very, very pleased. This one, you can see I cut this and tried to put it on after the fact, as I was just trying to figure out. This was my first attempt. This one's much neater, much cleaner. I had a little bit more fun with putting on the different pieces and parts. So I think this is just gorgeous. I really like that foil. So please like this video. Go to my blog and follow if you want more information about products as well as other ideas. Thank you very much for sharing this. I hope it wasn't too long, but this is Kat Chancellor, Stamp Art Connection. It's very late here in Pensacola, Florida, but I wanted to get this video done for you. So happy stamping and God bless.